So we've learned a bunch of ways to summarize data so far, and there are many more to come. We've learned sum if s, count if s, average if s. Okay, and there are many, many ways to summarize data that are coming up. We're going to learn in this video about how subtotals can summarize data, then data consolidate, then database statistical functions, and then we'll learn about probably the most commonly used method to summarize data in the business world, pivot tables. Okay, so I mean, if you know all the ways you can summarize data, you can pick the one that's best for you. Okay, so we've got our makeup data again. I called the file makeup subtotals temp. And what we want to know is have a list of what every woman sold of every product, sold in each region. So we want total dollars sold by, we could do many other things, by each woman in each region. So in other words, I would like it to say Ashley East, what she sold. Ashley West. Actually, let's do it the other way. We'll say each region, the amount sold by each one. A list of dollar sales by salesperson. A list of dollar sales by salesperson. Okay. So notice on the East Coast, we want to see all that Ashley sold, then Betsy, then Emily, etc. Okay, now the key to subtotals is you must first sort the data in the order you want your final subtotals to look. Okay. So we want, okay, I said we want every region, like we want it to be East, and then we want it to be Midwest, and then each salesperson. So we've got to sort first on region and then sort on girl's name. Okay, for nothing else, no other method of summarizing data do you need to sort. Okay, so I'm going to, let's insert a blank column here, because otherwise it's going to think that's sort of part of our subtotals, part of our data. We'll go Control-Shift right arrow, Control-Shift down arrow. We'll go data, sort. Okay, we'll sort by the region first, the location, because that's what we want to list each East Coast, all the people, then Midwest, all the people, etc. And then I'll sort on the woman's name. Okay, so now it's going to say East Coast Ashley's, East Coast Betsy's, East Coast Cece's, through Colleen, through Zara. And then it's going to start out Midwest Ashley's, and finally in the bottom, it's going to have West Coast Zara's. Okay, so you've got to do that sorting first. Okay, now subtotals in an order, it's called nested subtotals. And you can nest them as many times as you want. So we're just going to do what every, in each region, what every woman sold, but you could try as an exercise to do what every woman sold of each product in each region. Okay, so now you put your cursor anywhere in here and you go data, subtotals. Where are our subtotals? Over here. Okay, so now we say every change in region, because that's what we want to, like our summary should be by region first. Every change in location. Now, we don't want to count, we want to sum. And we want it not on location, but units in dollars. And now we're going to get a summary, and summary below data is fine. You can always remove your subtotals. Okay, so now if we look what happens here, if you're observing, you'll see this 1 through 3, and we'll come back to that in a moment. But if you look here at the end of the East Coast, there is a summary of how much we sold. The Midwest, a summary of how much we sold. And if you go to the bottom, there's a summary of what we sold in the Midwest. Let's go all the way to the bottom. We see what we sold in the West as well as the grand total. Okay, so that's nice. But let's look at number 1 through 3. Now, what is that? That's called an Excel outline. So the 1 through 3 is an Excel outline. And the rule here on subtotals is the higher number in outline, the more aggregated, the less aggregated the data. You'll see this in a second. So number 3 is just the original data. And I click on number 2, See, I get the data is aggregated by region. And I click in number one, I see just the grand total. Okay, so you can see the higher number less aggregated, the lower number in the outline, the more aggregated the data. Okay, now here's the tricky part. We go back to subtotals and we want to break it down by each woman, each salesperson. So we're now going to say each change in person or name, and that this will only work because we sorted in the order location followed by name. Okay, now the trick is uncheck the replace current subtotals button. That is very important because if you left that checked, it would just break it down by name and it wouldn't keep your breakdown by region. But now we get a really beautiful summary that I think you'll really like. Okay, so I click OK. Now there's going to be a 1 through 4. We'll get to that in a minute. But now Ashley in the East Coast, it summarizes all her data. Then Betsy in the East Coast, all her data. And finally, if I get to Zerit in the East Coast, it summarizes all her data in the East Coast, and then it has an East Coast summary. And if I go down to the bottom, it does a total for Zerit, and then it does a West total, okay, and then it does a grand total. Now, if we click on number 3, let's see what we get. Okay. We get what each girl sold. In each region. See, in other words, this is what each girl sold in the East. This is what each girl sold in the Midwest. This is what each girl sold in the South. And this is what each girl sold in the West. And that's exactly what we wanted. In other words, I said I want a breakdown of what every woman sold in each region of the country. Now if I click, and that's a really nice report. Problem is, if you add new data or change the original data, you're going to have to update this thing. And you can always remove subtotals at any time. But there we've got basically a nice breakdown by region first, because we sorted on region first, and then by woman's name. Now we could do it the other way, sort of woman's name first, and then it would say Ashley, what she sold in each region. And if I sorted on product as the third field in the sort, I could have like East Coast Ashley, what she sold of every product. You can go as deep as you want. Now if I go to number 2, I've got what we sold in each region, and number 1, I've got the grand total. Okay. So that's basically how subtotals work. But to be honest, I think pivot tables, or what we did last time with the SUMIFS and the remove duplicates, is a better approach, because the using the SUMIF, the functions we just learned, when you change the source, change the current data, the formulas update automatically. And we'll soon learn with the Excel table feature, if you use functions like SUMIFS, COUNTIFS, etc., that if you add new data, you can make the totals update automatically. Okay, and then pivot tables, it's fairly easy to make the totals update automatically. Subtotals look nice, but then if you're going to add new data or change the current data, it's going to be difficult to basically make the report. It's going to take some time to make the report update to be correct. So in the next video, we'll learn about data consolidate, another way to summarize data, which has some really cool features, because it allows you to summarize data that's in different worksheets and or different workbooks.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of 3 books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytics stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.